Hi, I am Kalish Aline, and today I'll be presenting about why you like some ads and not others, the Psychology Explained, based on the journal article Cognition and Emotion, Exploration on Consumers' Response to Advertisement and Brands. So this presentation explores the reasons behind the varying effectiveness of advertisements on individuals. It examines how our thinking styles and emotions shapes our response to ads and our feelings towards brands. Have you ever wondered why some advertisements works on you but not others? Or why do you prefer a certain type of advertisement? Today, I'll be solving those questions you've been asking for so long. And also, usually, brands will adopt a more humorous or a goofy approach to deliver their branded message to the mass media. But in Asian countries, such as Malaysia, both rational and also emotional approach is used in advertisements. So in the paper that I've chosen to study this phenomenon, the authors wanted to find out how our thinking style and emotions influence the way we respond to ads and ultimately how we feel about the brand being advertised. So, why do I choose this study? Because marketers are always finding ways on how to market their ads and brands favorably to their consumers. But previous studies only showed that individual differences in their thoughts and feelings are influenced by their ability and also motivation to process the message in the ads. So, in general, one's ability to process any message is easily influenced by their thought process and emotional states, as proved by Gross and John in 1997. So, sometimes it can lead them to think negatively about the ads and brands instead. So, this study is based on two big psychological ideas. So, the first one, which we have learned in class before, which is the Elaboration Likelihood Model, ELM, which states that people process their thoughts in two ways, either deeply and thoughtfully, which what we call the central root, and um, a more casually based on surface level cues like humor or visuals, which is called the peripheral root. Which route we take depends on the NFC, not the NFC we know, but NFC, which stands for Need for Cognition, which is a fancy term for how much we enjoy thinking. So people with high NFC likes to dig into details. They want facts, they want reasons, they want solid arguments before they form an opinion. So for them, ads that are informative and logical are more persuasive. But on the other hand, people with low NFC are not into analyzing. They prefer more entertaining ads. So think of jingles, humorous skits, or heartwarming storytelling. These emotional cues are more likely to win them over, at least in the terms of liking the ad. The second idea is the associative network theory of memory and emotion, which is how emotions are linked to memory. When you feel something strongly, like joy, surprise, or nostalgia, it strengthens the memory of what caused the emotion. So, if an ad makes you laugh or cry, you are more likely to remember it and possibly the brand attached to it. So, to explore these ideas, the researchers conducted four experiments with 389 Malaysian university students. Participants watch two types of ads, which is low involvement ads, which is a detergent ad, versus a high involvement ad, which is like a car ad. And then they were then asked to answer a survey to measure about how they felt about the ad, which is attitude toward the ad, and the brand the brand, attitude toward the brand or a brand. They also assess each person's NFC level and their emotional responses. So here is what they found out from the experiment. High NFC individuals responded better to logical and more informative ad, which is the car ad. So this kind of ads influence their brand attitude positively because they appeal to their natural preference for thinking through decisions. Low NFC individuals were more influenced by emotional elements, especially humor. However, humor did not necessarily make them like the brand more. It mainly made them enjoy the ad. So, simply being in a good or bad mood didn't make a big difference in how people felt about the brand. So, a happy or a sad ad was not enough on its own. But when the intensity of emotion was high, like when someone was laughing out loud or crying, it did have an impact, especially for low NFC individuals. Intense emotional experiences left stronger impressions and boosted brand attitudes. So, the fourth experiment confirmed that when people perceive an ad as humorous, it increased their liking of the brand, mainly among the low NFC viewers. So, what can we get from this study? If you're in marketing or advertising, this study offers some very important takeaways. So first, know your audience. Are they the kind of people who want product specs, research findings, or thoughtful comparisons? Then you go with the logic-based approach. But if you are targeting a broader or more emotionally driven group, do not be afraid to use humor, stories, or emotional visuals. Just make sure that um, the emotion is strong enough to be memorable. Also, keep in mind that not all emotions work the same way. The study found out that emotional intensity matters more whether the emotion is positive or negative. So, whether it's a heartwarming pet story or a powerful social message, the strength of the feelings is what counts. So, at the end of the day, there is no one size fits all formula for creating a great ad. People think and feel differently, and that affects how they respond. The key is to match your message to the mindset of your audience. For deep thinkers, which is the high NFC people, give them substance, like give them more information so they can ponder about it. So for emotional consumers who think who with who are with low NFCs, give them something they can feel. The best ads do not just entertain or inform, they connect. And when you get the right balance between cognition and emotion, you are more likely to create ads that not only get noticed but also build lasting brand loyalty. So, these are my references, and I hope through this video you can get more insights into how to design ads in the future if you want to become a marketer or an advertiser or a CEO yourself. So, thank you for listening to the end, and I'll see you next time, I guess. Thank you.